Hi, my name is Katia Castellanos, and as usual, I would love to welcome you to the Random Format Show, the place where we speak about the local artists, introduce you to the faces of film, music, and fashion industry, also the culture of San Antonio. Today, as our guest, I have a very special person to me, Elisa Kern, also known as Canela, the executive owner of Canela Vintage store. Welcome to the show, Elisa.
Thank you for having me.
It's really nice to have you. It's very special for me because you're also a stylist on the Random Format show. Having you today, it's an amazing thing. So thank you again for what you do.
No, absolutely. Thank you for having me here, dress you for the show.
So tell us a little bit more about what you do, about Canela Vintage, because it is more of a local trend right now, I think. You can call this that.
So Canela Vintage was inspired from like my Mexican American heritage, and it was basically just out of necessity of not throwing something away, of giving it another chance, another life, whether it's through using it through art, crafting, passing it down to a family member to use. And that's kind of essentially how Canela Vintage got started, because it really brought out giving Otred's new vida, which is something I'm very passionate about. So.
Oh, that's exciting. It really is exciting. And for everybody who's watching the show right now, you can find Canela Vintage here at San Antonio. What is the address of the
We
shop?
are located on 301 Blanca Road, Suite P. It's a warehouse-looking place. The door is painted with my logo, and as soon as you walk in, you'll be very impressed.
So what can people find in your store?
So pretty much Canela Vintage is a combination of vintage, thrift, and designer. I appreciate new fashion, I appreciate vintage, but I also appreciate current fashions that have just been left at, places like thrift or secondhand places, and I just kind of find them, make a connection, and receive them into my shop. So everything in my shop is like hand selected. It's really inspired by my 4 collections: Aloha Tropical, Lush Vibes, Cherry Rainier, and Caviar Rose, which is the designer, and Miss Katia knows a lot about.
Yes, not only do I know, but I love and appreciate it as much as you do, Elisa.
Yeah, so I just wanted something for a little bit of everything, I feel like there's a place for even things that are new, that we can combine with designer and thrift, and you can make a really outstanding look for on the low, So I think that's one thing that people really appreciate by me, is that they feel like they're getting a steal, because they're walking out with a valuable threads and Class 1A experience for sure. The utmost.
I absolutely agree with that. What I want to add to that, basically, to my opinion, what you do, you encourage everybody, all of your customers, to be in a way of the designer, to build their wardrobe, to look at it at a different perspective, which I think is amazing. And that's why you have as much success as you actually do.
Appreciate it. Thank you so much.
So, Elisa, also what I wanted to cover for you as a business owner, because we all know there is plenty of different boutiques, of vintage shops, which is a good thing. And it's amazing that the people pursuing what they love to do, and opening up the shops for the people to have that experience of vintage, of thrifted, of everything that you can possibly imagine, that diverse world of the fashion. But you are actually taking it to a whole new level. Not only are you an owner of your business, not only are you having the shop for your customers, but you do some other things which are associated with the art more than anything. So please fill us in that.
Just recently, I started styling music videos, and that's been such an amazing treat. It's really pretty much levitated my fashion
experience.
Yes, absolutely experience to a whole different level that I didn't even know myself that I could achieve. So it's been a phenomenal experience, and I'm looking forward to more work. So definitely.
For you to have this experience, would you recommend the other shop owners or designers really get into the music industry, the film industry, offering their clothing, their styles to the production? What it did to you, do you think it's going to benefit everybody else?
Well, I think it will probably start a trend of, um, vintage owners being, the first choice instead of, having a designer, a high-end designer. Hopefully we can establish our footprint in the styling music industry, whether it be film or photography, and we can be a choice to as far as clothing.
We can
So
take the
because we
fashion to
offer
the
a
next
combination
level.
of things, yeah, especially for a designer vintage, like some of the things are super nostalgic and they're only one of one. So I feel like
Very
we can,
exclusive.
yeah, exactly. I feel like it'll be a really good
I think it brings a
opportunity.
lot of value to it as well. For the item being exclusive, it's absolutely amazing. We're speaking about inspiration a lot, and the times of the pandemic, everybody's devastated, especially the people in the entertainment industry, in the art and fashion industry. So, where did you get your inspiration? Was there anybody specific who actually inspired you during those times?
I feel right now during the pandemic, it was just a very humbling, pausing experience in my business and personal life. All of us at the same time experiencing the same exact thing, which is something that you don't hear of. You hear of somebody sharing your passage, your life experiences, but not actually a pandemic affecting everybody. And I feel like my family was just like the most inspiring thing for me. It just kind of reminded me to, take it back, remember the ABCs, one, two, threes kind of perspective, and just like, okay, let's start from scratch. How can I redirect? How can I still satisfy my current and my new customers? And how can I keep growing during this? Because we have to be flexible. We have to be fluid in this. It's not one rhyme or way. And if that's your mentality,
To
then
adapt. We have
yes,
to adapt,
you have to be
absolutely.
able to be flexible with your creativeness for sure. So my family was definitely very inspiring to me during this time.
That's amazing. That's really great to hear. Why don't we concentrate on the business perspective of it? I know a lot of small businesses have been affected tremendously by the pandemic. COVID-19 put our industry in a $5 billion debt as a whole entertainment industry. A lot of jobs were lost. Statistics, they say that it's 20 millions, but I'm sure it's a lot more right now.
Absolutely.
As for running a business as a business owner, how exactly did the pandemic situation affect you?
I would say right now it definitely affected the interpersonal communication that I would have with the customer. Sometimes I would have customers that would follow me on my social media pages, and as soon as they got to the shop, it was a completely different experience. And not only did I win over their service, but their parents and whoever they were with also appreciated my fashion. So it was so wholesome to have that like contact. And right now it's not about contact. So it's been very emotionally hurtful to me personally. My business, well, they're just closed, they don't feel things. But me as a business owner, it was very hard not to have that like personal communication with my customers, checking in on them. Most of them are students, some of them own other businesses.
So it is
And
the essential part, you think, as for a
absolutely, I
business owner?
really appreciate the service part of it. I really do. And the friendship,
Because you build a relationship with a customer, yeah. The way that
absolutely.
we met, that's one of
Exactly.
the situations. About the mindset, because a lot of people they've taken the pandemic differently. I feel like we all have to switch our mindset in a way, to make it easier on ourselves.
You have to reset. if you don't reset, then you're going to feel like you're in stagnation and you don't understand. I feel like
What would you recommend people who are going through this issue right now?
I'll recommend this to you because I did it personally. I literally just changed my nutrition and my exercise. I needed to detox, so I started working out. We were home, so it was like, okay, put on
There's something
a
that
video.
you can do.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm like, what do I got to do to reset? And as soon as I got myself there, the creativeness was just
Flowing.
authentic, and that's the best thing I can tell anybody is just hydrate, nutrition, and you'll definitely get yourself in a good spot. And only us can get us there, you know. So it's important to keep positive thoughts.
How about staying creative? Because for us, as the people in fashion, it's crucial to get our inspiration and being creative. But people in general, the people in San Antonio or Texas or United States, do you think they became more creative because of that? We all have been locked in. We experienced the quarantine, all of this wonderful
Well,
stuff.
I definitely think that masks have gotten really popular as far as that. Even I myself have done some DIY masks as well. But I feel as far as me personally, as far as like creatively, what have I done during quarantine? I've taken it back old school. I've been watching black and white movies. I've been looking at traditional cuts. I've been looking at vintage Vogue magazines and just looking at textures and just trying to see, you know, what I can get.
What you can relate to.
Yes, I can relate to
what
next.
inspires you in there.
Absolutely.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. And where can people find those things? Some people, I feel like they cannot really find the place where to get that inspiration. They don't know where to turn to. What would you recommend?
Your phone has handy dandy internet, and that's one of the best ways just to look up an era, say 1970 era, and it'll all this information will come up. But specifically, I like to collect older books, magazines, just personally, because you don't find that very often. If not, you have to search the internet. But I just suggest taking a couple magazines and just taking them home with you, and you know, just looking at the fashion inspiration, and even just like graphics, you know, the different kind of graphics that they used back in the day. It's just like kind of like
the beauty is in the simple things.
Absolutely.
I should totally agree with you. I know we're almost coming to the end of our interview. The last question for you, as a very strong business owner, representing the Latino community, being a successful woman, entrepreneur, and I'm telling it, I'm not joking around, that is true. I want your opinion on this matter. What do you think the new revenues for the business developments can be? Because we're all affected and we don't know when the situation is going to change. What would you say about that?
Well, I would definitely say to pick up your original plan, your original master plan that you had, even if you've evolved 10 years.
Look
back at it and put yourself in present time, and then see how can you accommodate the needs to your vision so that you stay authentic to your business. And I think that's the most powerful thing that I can tell anybody, because it's hard to try to, because of a pandemic, have to redirect your whole business entity. Absolutely not. Keep doing what brings you joy, and I think that's
be truthful to your idea.
Absolutely.
And your passion. Yeah. And about the industry, I know that I would say that you can definitely say that you are associated with the entertainment industry right now more than ever. How do you think places like your shop, the businesses like yours, can support the industry? What can they do?
Lending clothes out to musicians, local artists. I mean, giving it to them if you can. I mean, I donate a lot of clothes to a lot of entities, even school, elementaries. I've even donated clothes to a band just for gas money. You know, you help any way you can. If you're able to, of course.
Be a part of the change.
Absolutely.
That's what you're saying.
And support the young cats, man. They have brilliant ideas, and part of the reason where my business is at where it's at is because I've had amazing collaborations with young, fresh taste, and I think that's important. You know, it's a blend of the new, the older, you know, and everything to make the right formula for your business. So
yeah, that's a very powerful statement right here. Thank you so much, Elisa. It's
Thank you for
been
having me.
a great pleasure as always. We wouldn't be the same without you as Random Format Show. In San Antonio, our community wouldn't be the same without Canela Vintage. So we really do appreciate you. We wish you
guys.
success, and hopefully your journey through the coronavirus is going to be nice and smooth. And soon we all can recover and create more amazing art together.
Absolutely. Oh, well, thank you so much for having me. Thank you guys.
My pleasure.
And we'll definitely be seeing you guys around.